Hi, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Device, the podcast where we explore the technologies that empower mobile endpoints for the deskless workforce. We focus on OEMs, products, and real-world solutions that are helping organizations tackle challenges in a variety of industries. I'm Ambrose Bregg, Technical Practice Lead at 3i Technologies, and joining me today is Kyle Lonzak, Senior Business Development Manager from RAM Mounts. So RAM has been a partner of 3i for a number of years, and RAM Mounts is one of the most recognized brands in the rugged mounting space. How did it all begin?
Yeah, so back in 1992, our CEO and founder, Jeff Carnevale, who happens to be a tool and die maker by trade. His father was also a tool, die, and pattern maker here in the Seattle area, was asked by a friend of his to create a mount to hold water skis on his boat. And over the course of a couple of months and several iterations, Jeff decided to use a rubber ball and socket type of mount, and basically was able to isolate shock and vibration and hold these water skis in place regardless of the amount of waves and pounding out in the water that was taking place. And kind of just by a simple ask from a friend, RAM Mounts was born.
So the ball and socket technology is really what sets RAM apart from some of the other mounting companies. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. So there are other ball and socket type mounts that are out there, but we're the only ones in the industry that standardize using a nitrile rubber ball. And what's really unique about that is that if you think of holding a water balloon in your hand, when you squeeze down on that water balloon, it changes shape and it fills the voids between your fingers. And our rubber ball does that exact same thing. And so it's called displacement. And so when you tighten down on the knob of one of our arms, it displaces and changes the shape of that rubber ball. So a couple of things happen thanks to that. Not only do you get shock and vibration dampening because it's rubber, and rubber is a natural dampener, but also the displacement, the change of the shape, makes it very difficult for the arm to want to move. So not only are you holding it thanks to friction of both sides of the hand, compressing onto the ball, but because that ball has changed shape, it's not as easy for it to be able to move. And if there is to be any sort of a slip, it's a micro movement rather than an immediate fail, as if you were using, hard steel and bolts or something like that. So it's a really special type of product. It's something that's been around since the beginning with very little changes. And it's really something that's been trusted by a lot of OEMs over the years and continues to be done so today.
So what are the industries that take advantage of that vibration dampening?
Yeah, I mean, the first one that comes to mind is like forklift, material handling, warehousing, manufacturing, hard concrete floors, vehicles with little to no suspension, hard compact tires. So there's really nothing when driving around that's going to take away from any of that hit or that shock when they drive over maybe an expansion gap or something going in between buildings. And so that rubber, again, acts as that suspension or that shock absorber to take it away from the device itself so it's not realizing all of that impact. But that takes us into agriculture, into law enforcement, public safety, over-the-road trucking, long haul, and many other types of industries that require that rugged, heavy-duty aspect of a mounting solution.
A lot of times we get requests for RAM mounts compared to, they may send us a link to some off-the-shelf solution or something on Amazon. What separates a true rugged modular mounting solution from an off-the-shelf one?
Yeah, so a couple of things we're super proud of at RAM. One of them is being a US-based manufacturer. So where we're headquartered and where we are founded in 92 in Seattle here in Washington State, it's where we manufacture all the products. So your aluminum die casting, powder coating, the rubber injection, putting the ball on the mount, that all happens out of Seattle. So that's a piece of it. And the other big piece is our lifetime warranty, which is unmatched in the industry. People have these mounts for months, years, decades. And if there's ever a problem with your product, you just contact us directly and we're happy to get you a replacement to keep you moving.
So when you're talking about the lifetime warranty, the mounting arm, like the ball and socket, and maybe post mount or something for forklift, that's something that's going to last for a really long time, correct?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, we've been trusted for many years now by, different OEMs, especially as in the warehousing space as an example. So your Raymonds, your Heisters, different forklift OEs, as well as your heavy duty computer manufacturers. So Zebra, Glacier, Honeywell, and GTAC, and many others that our ball comes on the back of, because it's been proven over the years to work and work very well.
I've noticed requests for just the dock many times, because they've already have in the vehicle the arm mounted hardwired chargers there. So the ROI is good because it could just keep that. You don't have to replace everything. You just maybe need a dock or a couple of components.
Yeah, correct. It's definitely a cost savings. Everyone is focused on budgets these days, and so we want to look to be able to reuse what we can. And most times, we're fortunate that the ball mount being used doesn't have to change. The hole patterns, we implement are the same on the docks today as they were 5-10 years ago. And so, yeah, a lot of those times that lifetime warranty product can stay. Maybe you need to replace a piece of it because you're trying to reposition it or move something further up or further down. But at the end of the day, yeah, a lot of times you can just reuse everything you've already implemented.
The different environments matter too, where the device is getting installed. Could be extreme heat, extreme cold. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, totally. So the nitrile itself, the way that it is formed or vulcanized is at a very high temperature when it's actually being formed on the post itself. So the grade of rubber that we use on these ball mounts, as well as the grade of aluminum, is built for extreme temperature ranges. So whether you're working in a freezer environment where, sub-zero temperatures, to the hottest deserts around the world, we're fortunate to get to work in the U.S. military and be deployed in several militaries globally. The hottest environments you can think of, these mounts are really built to be able to withstand anything you can throw at them.
Well, I'm familiar with transportation, manufacturing, logistics. What are the other key verticals that you're focused on?
Yeah, agriculture, warehousing, manufacturing, utilities, aviation, both in the cockpit as well as under the wing. But that has now turned also into the front of the office or front of the building or within the four walls. So we're getting a lot more into point of sale and retail aspect of our company with different lines of cases and docking stations that we offer. But really anywhere something needs to be mounted, agriculture, public safety, healthcare. So there's a lot of a wide variety of industries that we're able to service with this product.
Let's talk about transportation for a minute, because we've got a number of years ago, the electronic logging device mandate went into effect, and that was like a fire drill for a lot of the transportation companies there to pick up a lot of that. Because we stocked so much of it, we were able to react really quickly. Can we give us some specific examples of the other industries? I know that we've got the Unicon system. We've got some enclosures for wall mounts. Maybe let's talk about some examples of those.
Yeah. So thinking front of house operations, right? So this would be retail store, or maybe just in your office. I mean, we personally around our facilities use our IntelliSkin product line, the Unicon and Tough Dock product lines, to be able to mount tablets on our manufacturing machinery at assembly workstations so people can read work orders or instructions, even to time clocks, for personnel to be able to access payment information in their time schedule. On the outside of conference rooms where tablets are flush mounted onto walls, and use some new products called PoE injectors or power over Ethernet modules that we have that allow you to run power in over Cat5, Cat6 cables that your IT department can do. And you don't have to hire an electrician to be able to install that outlet to power the device. So we're really trying to expand the offering within the four walls and make it so it's mobile, it's sleek, looks good, but still is very rugged and protective for the devices and that technology you're trying to implement.
So I've got an example of the new Unicon GDS dock and an IntelliSkin. So I'll feel free to jump in for some of these, but this is the normal IntelliSkin case, which as you can see there's the USB-C connection, and then that then in turn converts the connection to pogo pins. And these are, if I understand right, we've got power and data, but there's failovers for each of these. Can you talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially what you're looking at is the internals of a Type-C connector. So there's a total of 18 connectors inside of the Type-C connection. And so we map all 18 of those out onto the bottom of that IntelliSkin NG in rugged pogo pads. And so to your point, you have redundancy in your contacts. You have multiple power, multiple grounds, multiple data. So we're essentially a pass-through. So you're not limited by our case. You're not limited by our docks. Anything that a device can do natively, you're also able to just pass that through our product and be able to accomplish with hubs or harnesses or accessories to be able to connect all of those.
And so this wasn't what launched initially with RAM. It was the mounting solution. And then when did this GDS line come into effect?
Yeah, so roughly 2014, 2015 is when the first IntelliSkins came to market. And so just to clarify for some people that may be wondering, well, what is RAM? What is IntelliSkin GDS? So you have RAM mounts that are the ball and socket type mounting solutions. Those then hold the GDS Tech or GDS line of docking stations, inclusive of the Unicon docks. And then those mount the IntelliSkins or hold and charge and pass data through the IntelliSkins, which are a rugged case that go around tablets. So all three of those product lines all live underneath the RAM mount family, and all are built and designed to be able to work together.
Okay, so I'm going to show on camera the kind of all of it connected together. Disregard this giant plastic piece. This is for a tabletop display. So
Right.
We've got, undo this here. We've got, this is the ball and socket we're talking about. So this is, do this. So this ball is on the back. That's the ball wrapped in the rubber.
Correct. Yeah. So that's a
of the GDS cradle.
Yeah, so your RAM mount is the ball and socket portion. So that's a die-cast aluminum powder-coated arm. At either end of that, you have the nitrile rubber ball that's been molded over a aluminum base, also powder-coated. And then those attached to what Ambrose is holding is the Unicon GDS dock. So that's that GDS Tech family of products. So not only within GDS do we have docking stations, but there's accessories as well that we may hit on for like hand straps, shoulder straps, multi-bay chargers, hubs, keyboards, monitors. There's a wide variety of accessories that fall underneath the GDS ecosystem that are all designed to work together. What makes that dock specifically really unique is that it's universal to hold any of our tablet IntelliSkins. And so what that means is that listening to customer feedback, one of the challenges that fleets specifically face is that they would deploy a tablet and a docking station, and in 2 years, that tablet goes end of life and has to be changed. Or maybe they signed up for a new contract through a carrier and are provided new tablets at that point. Well, a lot of times you'd have to go back and swap out that docking station that you had just spent time and money. And it's not just the hardware. You also got to think of the downtime of the vehicle being off the road or out of service to be able to make this update. And that's a pain point for fleets. That's a vehicle out of service, not making money at that point, and you're spending money on new hardware. So what we've done with this new design is we've standardized on a distance between an adapter on the back of the case as well as the bottom where the contacts are. And we've standardized on that spacing across all of our tablet IntelliSkins, regardless of make or model. And so now you can invest in the Unicon series of docks, invest in that ecosystem one time to put that hardware in your vehicle. And then all you have to do is purchase the new IntelliSkin, whatever's applicable for the device that you're purchasing. And that same IntelliSkin will go into the existing dock that you have in the vehicle. So we're saving the customers money. Yeah.
So we have the IntelliSkin, and then there's an adapter on the back, this octagonal, right?
Yep.
And that fits into this. It's like a button, and then that will fit right in here. But all of them will dock into here, the GDS, which has the pins. So this snaps in like so.
And that's your secure mounting solution. It's built to be able to work both in portrait as well as landscape. That's something that the ball allows you to very easily and quickly do by loosening the knob. You can rotate it and put it, and not just rotate, but adjust to be in the optimal position for you as a user to see it and interact with it. Tighten the knob down and it's going to stay there in place, but very quick to be able to remove. And if your fleet or your application calls for it, we also have a locking version of that as well. So something to be said about all of those docks is they come in different, you could refer to them as flavors or iterations. So locking, non-locking, powered, non-powered, data capability, or the ability to connect accessories with different types of connections. All of those are available within that family of docks.
Yeah, the thin case, similar technology, used the same. You could have the pogo pins on the back of the adapter. So that looks like it's the evolution of GDS. This much more universal. They just have to buy the we'll just call it the IntelliSkin case. The case where you're getting a new device. You're not having to. In the past, you may have had to get a bottom cup or a top cup, depending on the dock that you had. I mean, there's still plenty of use cases for the Tough Dock line of products, right? It has some of those additional accessories. Can you talk about those?
Yeah, so within the Tough Dock line, that is much more of a form, fit, and fully encompassing dock. So your highest level of security is going to be the Tough Dock line. Your highest level of protection of the device, because of the way it wraps around the tablet, will be in the Tough Dock line. And there are just many more adaptations or iterations of the dock to be able to be used. So that is the most rugged version of our product line that we have. The only downside to it is that because it is so strong and built so to the device, a lot of times devices shape, button layout, screen size, those change. And so that would require you to replace at least a portion, or what we call the body of the Tough Dock. That's the center rectangular piece, if you were doing a tablet swap. And so it's an amazing product, works great, especially if you're putting it on a forklift or in the cab of a tractor or something very heavy duty, a manufacturing facility. They're a fantastic product for that. And then the other option would be your Unicon dock. And what you're awarded with that is the flexibility of being universal and just being able to put any size device, whether it be Samsung or Apple, Honeywell, Zebra, anything we make an IntelliSkin for would be able to snap right into that same dock.
We still see a lot of the Tough Docks getting ordered at extreme environments for hot and cold. Seems to be popular because it has that spot where you can add a fan, and then the vent temp, to heat the circulate warm air behind the dock has been really popular too.
Yeah, so those are a couple of as you were mentioning, the accessories that we're able to put onto the Tough Dock line. So certain applications, you're going to take sometimes maybe more of a consumer grade device and put it into a very demanding, rugged environment. IntelliSkin can help with the protection and protecting the Type-C port of the device, so you're not having to plug in or unplug. But what those temperature control accessories help do is we have a dedicated heater called the Temp Right that bolts onto the back of the dock. It's a really interesting product in the way that it uses a thermistor to dictate temperature and manage when it turns on and off. So this is something that you as a user don't have to turn a switch on or off. It recognizes temperature and knows when a device is inserted into the cradle and when it should turn on to be able to help heat the device, and when it needs to turn back off, so you're not just running for no reason. In addition to that, that same location feature that we have on the Tough Docks allow you to put on our vent temp, which is more of a cooling apparatus, but can be used for both. And essentially what that is a snorkel that's designed to mount over the top of one of your vents on a dashboard. And what it does is it takes that air conditioned or heated air and blows it out through the snorkel and focuses that air onto the back of the device. So rather than having to wait on your ambient temperature of the cab to change, you can take immediate cold air from the air conditioning vent and focus it right onto the tablet to help accelerate and maintain cooling.
Yeah, we're seeing those in Middle America, northern states.
Absolutely.
Really cold here in Michigan as well. and then those southern states where it's just desert temp and
Arizona, Texas, Florida. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. It's been a great addition to be able to help extend the productivity of the device. It's quicker to start up, lasts longer for the customer using it. And, thus, if they're able to use their device, they're able to accomplish their task at hand.
Now, you've got to have a great relationship with the device manufacturers in order to create this product line for it to work so well. Can you tell us about how you work with these OEMs?
Yeah, so we're very fortunate to be a pre-release partner with several different device manufacturers. So being able to work with Samsung, Apple, Zebra, Honeywell, G-Tac, and many others that we're able to design as they are designing their product and then be able to launch our accessories at the same time or shortly after their devices hit market. So when you as a consumer of that product are looking at the next generation device, you can trust that RAM has already been working with these device OEMs to come up and have certified accessories that are launching and will be available right around the same time that you're getting your product. So you can purchase all of these, hopefully through 3i, and be able to take this and be able to roll them out, within your fleet or within to your customer base. But we work very hard to be timely with the development of these accessories.
And we're always watching the device launches on our side too, because we know that all of the 3i customers are channel partners, channel resellers in industries. And as soon as the device launches, we're getting emails. Do you have accessories for this ready to go? Do you have these mounts? Do you have these cases, chargers, whatever the case is? And consistently year over year, we've been able to say, this already works. We already have it's been tooled in a manner where it's more universal. We got lucky and the device OEM didn't change so many things, so you can continue to use what you have. Or if it is something brand new, then we can react quickly and have shorter lead times. We can have, at the very minimum, we can have pricing ready to go. That's usually the most important thing because they're going to be within their budget. So it's been really great to be able to say, this device was announced this week and we have product details ready to go and we've got stuff in flight. We've got product on the way. Or we can get somebody on the phone, give you some renderings. At least maybe there's a video on it and how it works or how it's connected. So it's been really great.
Yeah. So with RAM, we're a made-to-order manufacturer. So right now we manufacture with roughly a 5-week shipping lead time for our B2B customers. So one of many advantages of being able to work and partner with 3i like we have for the past, I'd say 15 years or so, is that 3i holds a vast amount of our inventory to be able to react quickly to customers' needs. So when you have that call that, a reseller, it's like, hey, I'm able to move 200 tablets and they need mounts, but they have an aggressive timeline that they need to be able to hit. It's not beholden on RAM to have to pull in the manufacturing because we are able to rely upon our partner 3i to be able to get that product staged, kitted, provisioned, and get it out rapidly to be able to support the customers. And that's been a tremendous partnership between both of our organizations that's really helped us be able to win and get into a lot of opportunities.
Oftentimes, the phone or tablet accessories are an afterthought during the sales cycle, and we get fire drills a lot of times from the carriers or from our reseller partners. I've ordered all this stuff. It's in flight to the customer, and now they're asking for all these accessories. What do I do? So it's nice to be able to have it in stock. Most of the time it's the same kind of they have standards of the size or the model that they've been kind of getting year over year. So we get a good idea of what to stock and be able to quickly react to when customers need something right away. You know how it is. Like, we would love to be early on in the sales cycle, but sometimes that's not the case.
Totally. I would love for that to be the fact as well. I think the reality in a lot of situations, and especially for myself working transportation, software is first and foremost. What are you going to be running within your organization? Next is, what device am I going to be putting that on that's going to be deployed to my associates? And then to your point at the end, you're like, oh man, I need a way to protect it, charge it, mount it. So a lot of times we are last but not least important within the sales cycle for figuring how to enable this deployment of technology. I think sometimes it can be missed as to how important these accessories really are going to be, especially not only just protecting your devices, but making it comfortable and convenient for associates to be able to use them. Thinking of that workflow of, hey, maybe it would be handy for this larger 10 or 12 inch tablet to have a hand strap on the back of it so it's easier for a worker to carry. Maybe they can't use both hands, and so they need a shoulder strap that we offer that connects to our cases to be able to sling that over the shoulder and wear it on their side while they're working with something. Those are just a couple of the pieces that we offer, but it really allows customers to be able to truly deploy this, and again, just make it comfortable and their associates comfortable with what they're doing.
Let's talk about the channel partners a little bit. We've got a lot of we have a lot of partners. We have a lot of RAM dealers, but what exactly what makes a great partner for RAM mounts?
Yeah, somebody that is going to be very inclusive of the entire, not only sales cycle, but then post-sales management. So looking at someone that's going to be able to help with providing the devices, maybe the staging and kitting of that, the acquisition of the tablets and the cell phones themselves, maybe even the loading of the software onto those devices, and then being able to help send that out to the customer and then manage it long-term, with MDM services as an example. And long-term being able to go back and help out, hey, we know you bought this product a couple of years ago from us. Here's the latest iteration. Here's how we can help. Here's the new accessories from RAM. And being able to leverage all of those aspects to be able to really help a customer get everything that they need from start to finish.
So our partners do well. Partners that do well, those that are close to the carrier, because they're probably providing the data plan in many cases,
yes,
or the carrier themselves are great. We work with the carriers. Obviously, they connect with us, and we help with this configuration. Folks who are providing MDM software or maybe telematics software, managing the data plans, robust services for deployments. So those who provide the mobile device, who provide the provisioning. Maybe they even help with building the policy alongside the customer.
Technical support.
Yeah.
All those things. Yeah.
Sort of tech support for those who have pre-sales, post-sales. If you don't have pre-sales, 3i has pre-sales too. Hello. And those who maybe even like if you're an organization that is doing upfitting for maybe transportation, police cruisers, if you're doing lights and sirens and all the internals, then we can help come in and enable you to provide a portfolio that has some of the mounting devices as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of different pieces that go into this overall puzzle of a deployment, right? So it's not just the software, it's not just the tablet, it's not just the mounts. It's all encompassing of those things. So someone that's able to look at all different parts of that equation, as well as, again, the managing of that and the support of that long-term, is somebody that we really want to be able to partner with, because there's a tremendous value add in that to the end user. And we know that end user is going to feel taken care of, feel valued, and want to come back to that sales channel for that service again. They have a great experience with them. They know that from the RAM side, the 3i side, on up through the dealer side, they're going to have full support and be able to be taken care of long term.
It's a profitable line too. Let's not discount that. Those partners who are providing those services know that the device itself is pretty slim when it comes to margins. I think this line of product, a lot of accessory products, to be frank, there's enough in it for everybody to be profitable and feel like it's worth their time. It is kind of a high touch line, because you do have to go back and forth for the configurations. You've got to warehouse it, perhaps. It takes up space. It is hardware. There is some assembly that could be required. So I think there's enough in it for everybody to make money on it and be happy. And it's a quality product, and they know that the time that they spend on it, they're going to make money, and they're going to have a great warranty.
Yeah, and there is a cost for all that. It is not the cheapest product out there, but is it going to last? Yes. Does it come with a great warranty, lifetime on the mechanicals, 3-year on the electronics? Yes, it does. And to your point, there's margin in this for everyone to be excited and be motivated to want to sell this product, from the distribution to the resale level to the end user, still getting a fair deal on the product and feeling supported the whole way through. Absolutely.
Kyle, I always see you on the road at different trade shows and events. Where have you come from and where are you going?
Yeah, so just last week, or actually this week rather, I was in sunny San Diego for the ATA conference, American Trucking Association. That was fantastic to get to see all the different telematics providers down there and accessory partners that play into the long haul, heavy duty, over the road trucking industry. So very well attended event. It's good to see the energy and the partners out there spending money, new product coming to market. So very excited to be coming back from that one. Next for myself will be the Trimble Insight User Conference. So this is for Trimble, a telematics software vendor. We happen to be a partner of theirs for the docking solutions and ball mounts that we offer. So excited to be able to get to that event. And then coming up next year in January, every year we are fortunate to get to attend the CES and NRF events. I'd say that those are very popular ones, especially for channel partners to attend. CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, so you get to see the latest and the greatest that's coming to the world in regards to devices and accessories. And then NRF is every year becoming larger and larger. That's the, I believe, National Retail Federation, I think it is. But just focusing on all those products or point of sale, retail within the four walls and associates. And it's just a tremendous event for us. A lot of the new product lines that we have with the IntelliSkin Thin Case, which is our more compact, molded, streamlined product that also incorporates that Unicon style charging with not only bottom rugged contacts, but back contacts on the IntelliSkins. It's a very exciting show for us to be at and something we're very much looking forward to.
NRF that one's been crowded every year. It's a good venue. I think it's the two-story venue at Javits Center in New York. That one's good. I will see you at that one for sure. We've got a handful of us going to that one. I've been to the Trimble one. I think it was during another show. We crossed paths on that. I've heard that's always a good one. A lot of 3i partners are exhibiting during NRF 2 as well as walking the floor. A lot of accessory manufacturers, a lot of anyone in the barcode industry I see exhibiting and attending. That was all the OEMs seem to be there. That one's always exciting, kind of kick off the year. We'll be having some, this December, we'll be having some marketing going out. We're kind of hype up that show by doing some sales plays, some bundles and things that really complement the retail space. Probably have some scanning solutions coming out. The forklift manager, customer interaction.
Yeah.
So that one's always a great one.
Yeah. There's so much more happening today in the need for mobile devices within the retail space, whether it be something like the ability to check out in line. I believe it's referred to as line busting, instead of having to wait to get to the register, the ability for someone to on the spot look up inventory on a tablet or a handheld, scan your product right there to see maybe what size available shoes they have or different colors of that sweatshirt that you're looking at. It's incredibly popular, and all those products need accessories to be able to protect them, charge them, store them. And that's something that, we're excited to be able to continue to provide and also build on, coming out with new products that will continue to be launched at CES and NRF. I know there's some new exciting things coming to market at that point.
As always, Kyle, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Beyond the Device. To see what's possible between RAM Mount and 3i, check us out at 3itech.com.